Good morning. This is Bobby Dupre with the Bobby Dupre Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. And of course, my sidekick here, Andrew Guitros. Welcome aboard. And we've got a lot of good things to talk about. And of course, many of you are watching us on your television through the cable services. Some of you actually within what, about a 10, 12 miles of Opelousas can reach us on your little antenna.
Aerial, digital antenna?
Digital antenna, I'll get it. And of course, the internet is also a big factor. And the cable companies throughout Acadiana carry us, and we deeply appreciate all of that. And we just learned that KSLO 1230 AM on your dial, which I'm going into my 35th year of having the Bobby Dupre Show there. They have sold and merged their operations with Delta Media from Carencro, Louisiana. And now KSLO is also running the programming on KSLO on 105.3 out of Simpsonport, Louisiana. So now we're going to get coverage up into Avoyelles, Point Capee, Rapides, and of course a lot of St. Landry Parish.
Right.
And I might add that since that's happening, I'm going to talk about some of my friends over in Avoyelles Parish so that hopefully they can get in the habit of listening to the Bobby Dupre Show each Thursday morning. It only plays on the Thursday morning.
Right.
And T. Joe Panicelli, he ran for sheriff last time. Quite a character, very nice young fella. He has a sewer pumping truck service, and one of his logos is you dump and we'll pump. And he's got a few others about the Royal Flush. And then Red River Grill, a real white tablecloth, fine restaurant downtown Marksville, Louisiana. Mr. Al Mahfouz, who was kin to Mr. Payne Mahfouz here in Opelousas, and Faze Mahfouz, who coached in Eunice for years and in New Iberia. And Al owns about 14 buildings in downtown Marksville, and to my knowledge, he has them all renovated and occupied. He is a one-man occupier, renovator of old buildings. Real nice guy. And of course, right there in Bunkie, we have MD Descant Construction. I was, of course, very close friend to Mr. MD. We used to have lunch and pick at each other over at Swallow's Dinner Club about once a week. And he had his sons now, and I think a daughter, but I don't know her name, run the operation out of Bunkie, and that's Don Pat Descant and Chuck Descant. And of course, their brother, Dwight, runs the Lafayette operation and lives right, moving into, building a new home off the I-49 service road south of Opelousas. Steve DuPont, another man who loves the horse business, and he's in the sewer plant installation in that area. And then we can't forget my longtime friend, Rocky Couvillon, and he operates Rocky's Tails and Shells over in Bunkie, Louisiana. Big operation. He started, the first restaurant I knew he had was in Scott, Louisiana, if my memory serves me right. And of course, now his son Paul is heavily involved, might be the owner of the business now. And I can't forget the two Cogis brothers who started Cogis Signs, which they've sold, but they have several other businesses in Bunkie, and I'm talking about Greg and Van Cogis.
That's a fine operation, Cogis Signs.
Oh, that Cogis Sign is something. Their father actually started that business. And
you remember that day you sent me a check when you were opening up one of your wholesale insurance businesses? You sent me a little check. You said, go pay those guys up there and take a look around while you're there. I understand they're a pretty good operation, but I've never really been up in that where their office is. And I called you up. I said, they must have 20 20 flagpoles in the front.
Beautiful.
They had wash bays.
And they still have that.
Oh, a tremendous operation.
Yeah. So to all of our friends over there, we'll get to some others. We want to certainly welcome all of the new listeners to the Bobby Dupre Show. And if you have something in your area you'd like to pass on as a public service announcement, please let Andrew and I know. And you can email us at bobbydupre@kdcg.com.
Man, you're getting to be technical here.
Well, it's written at the bottom.
Sure, you're good at that. You're good at that.
I can still read. But anyhow, just another avenue to get the Bobby Dupre Show. And we mustn't forget on the internet. And tell them what's coming up. The big thing is coming up.
Right. We're revamping the whole website. So it's going to be easier to use, easier to read, more modern looking, more cutting edge. Updating the photo gallery. The photo gallery is going to be much easier to go through. You're going to literally be able to act like you got a stack of photos on your desk. You're going to be able to flip through the photos.
It'll do it automatic.
Very, very nice slideshows. Then the video portion where the archive shows are getting even better, being driven through YouTube now. So if you can get YouTube like on your iPhone or YouTube on whatever computer you have, you'll be able to watch the archived copies of the Bobby Dupre Show via your whatever you got that can get to YouTube.
It's going to be one of the first ones in our area, just like we were with the streaming video. So we're on the cutting edge here. We're a small company, but very, very highly trained, technical, and we make a lot of the ads that you see on other local TV stations. We produce those ads right here where we sit in the building we're sitting in right now. And I guess we better get a sponsor.
Let's start out with Joe Smith Furniture. Joe Smith Furniture, and right now it's tax season, of course, and got a huge tax season sale. They've got every item in their 50,000 square foot showroom has been reduced to save you money. They've got a 2-piece reclining sofa with a reclining glider love seat at $9.98, a 5-piece table and chairs at $198, sofa, love seat, and chair at $498. Many, many more items, beautiful accessories. Come by and even got the mattress outlet there as well at Joe Smith.
It's kind of funny, but I received a happy birthday. My birthday was on Tuesday, the 25th of January. I just want to thank all of you for all the gifts, all the phone calls. I don't know, it was just a wonderful, wonderful day. And when I got to the station today, I had a happy birthday card, and of course this came from Joe and Jane Smith. And Jane's birthday is today, Wednesday. We taping right now. So
happy birthday, Miss Jane.
Happy birthday, Miss Jane. And she went one step further. She sent me a brand new crispy $2 bill.
Well, that's nice.
And I can assure you that'll be, if I ever go broke, that's going to still be the last thing that I'm going to spend. I am saving this $2 bill. Very thoughtful, just a wonderful person. And you know, she's one of the cancer survivors. She really had a bout that gave her a lot of problems, but she believes in prayers. And while talking about that, about prayers, those of you from the New Iberia area particularly know a gentleman by the name, and I call him gentleman, and he is a gentleman, Mr. Sonny Greer. Mr. Sonny Greer owned Sonny Greer Construction Company. He has now turned over that operation to his daughter Bridget and other members of the family. I just learned prior to going on the air that he was recently diagnosed with cancer, and I mean very recent. And he's in critical condition. He's at home. Hospice has been called in, and I asked Bridget, would you mind if I asked for prayers? And she said, certainly not, Bobby, please. Mr. Sonny was, I called him Mr. Cool, and I called him that to his face. He was one of the best dressed men. He was probably into his late 60s. He wore a hat, and he wore very colorful clothes. I mean, just stood out in the group, if you know what I mean. Not many men today dress up that way. And I understand that was a very common way for him to be dressed. Dressed up spiffy is what the word we used to use when we were younger. So hopefully y'all understand what I mean. That's like Mr. Cool. But please remember Mr. Sonny Greer and the family, because it's also hard on the family. And while we're talking about that, my brother John is resting at home, and we'll ask you to continue with your prayers for my brother John.
Very good. How about another sponsor? Let's get Piggly Wiggly, your Piggly Wiggly stores all throughout South Louisiana. And we can talk about one or two of the things going on. Boston butt pork roast, 99 cents a pound in the fryers, thighs, or drumsticks, 99 cents a pound in the family pack. Good prices. And just to remind you, all their locations, you go down to St. Martinville on 1714 South Main Street. That's where their owner, Dale Trahan, is located. In Scott, they've got 5525 Cameron Street, Rain, 702 South Adams Avenue, and Cecilia, 2300A Cecilia Senior High Road. That's Dwayne Green that owns those three. In Church Point, our friend Scotty Lejeune down there on 142 East Plaquemine Street. And here in Opelousas, Kevin Doucette's got the locations on Highway 182, that's 8410 Highway 182, and the south end is on 1305 Heather Drive in Opelousas. They are down home and down the street. Piggly Wiggly.
Very good, very good.
How about one more? I'm going to sneak another one. Carl's Thrifty Way, all your medicinal needs. If you're looking for medications, prescriptions filled, over-the-counter type medication, home decorating ideas and gifts as well. They do monogramming, gift wrapping. Go by Carl's Thrifty Way here in Opelousas.
And over in Mamu, of course, the big event coming up is Mardi Gras. And recently, our friend Matt LeBlanc played at a place called Tiger Bar down in Mamu. What is that? One trick pony. And that was New Year's Eve. They played there recently. And of course, I
even have the concert t-shirt, man. I'm on the ball.
How about that? One second. Give me a second here. While I was there that day when that would have been between the Christmas and the New Year's holiday there. I met up with Mr. Robert Menard, and I said, "You a lot smaller than the gentleman I'm going to ask you about, but y'all have something, y'all kind of look alike." I said, "What about Big Dave?" And he says, "Big Dave is my brother." You sure reckon? You remember Big Dave, DJ service?
Sure.
Used to play for us at Toby's Little Lodge when I owned it.
KSLO on the other side of 3.
Robert works with Crown Crescent, and his supervisor is none other than our longtime friend, Mr. Gary Weibel from Opelousas here. So just a bunch of nice guys. Let's see, and I met Tony Gilry, and he was quick to tell me he works offshore a good bit, but his wife watches the program quite often, and she teaches at UL. She teaches education program from UL, but actually at LSUE. They have that working agreement, exchange
between the two universities.
Between the two universities, and I understand it's working out real well. And I didn't write the wife's name down. Now, how did I fail? But anyhow, Miss Tony Guillory.
Well, while we're talking about the one-trick pony, of course, one of our guys over here at the station, Matt LeBlanc, is I guess the guitar player with one-trick pony. They're going to play with Dollar Short this Friday night at Evangeline Downs at the Event Center, starting at 8:30 p.m. this Friday, celebrating Friday. That's a good celebration, right? Oh. Celebrate every day. Friday night. So 8:30 is when it begins. Call Evangeline Downs for tickets.
And we have this email.
Yeah.
That's what it's called, right?
Email. You got
Free income tax filing. This was submitted to me by Mr. Herman Bidstrup, longtime friend from Washington, Louisiana. Happens to be Dr. Richard Bidstrup's brother. And his sister is Sally, and she's Frugier from Eunice, lives in Eunice, Louisiana. And AARP, well-known senior citizen organization. They have tax aid volunteers with no charge to the patrons, and that service is offered through the Opelousas Public Library. It's been on for 14 years, and starting date will be February 14th, and you can get all the details of the time and all, but from 1 to 4 it says here, and every Saturday from 9 to 12. So if you are interested in it, you could contact Mr. Herman Bidstrup at his or someone at the library to get the exact times and all, 948-3693. That's the Opelousas Public Library.
While we're talking about the library, the Friends of the Library are having their annual membership